call the April 6th meeting of the North Canton Civil Service Commission to order, and then you do roll call.
Member Lane,
Here,
Member Stephen.
Yep.
Member Howard is absent, two present.
first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes for May 12th of 2021. So, I need make a motion that we approve those. Yeah, I'm second.
Let's do all in favor.
Oh, okay, all in favor? Aye. Next item is the minutes from June 29th of 2022. I would move we approve.
2021, sorry.
2020.
Typo on my part.
Oh, it's 20, yeah. I ahead myself. 2021. All in favor? All right, under new business, we have the election of the commission chairperson. And Jordan, moving on. I'm a senior member, but I'm happy to allow you to be the chairperson if you would like.
Make a motion for you to be the chairperson.
I guess I'll have to second that, so. All in favor?
Aye.
Deborah, Mr. Chance. 4B, amend the Civil Service Rule 403A to allow registration for promotional exams without an application. Do you want to explain that, Ben?
Yeah, so this rule change, as the rules are currently written, if you're applying for a promotional exam, you have to refill an application, reprove that you're a citizen and you were born here and you graduated high school. So this rule change would, unless the three of you decide otherwise for some reason, for promotional exams, we're just going to assume that since they're already in the civil service, they've already proven all those things. So all they have to do is register for the test. They don't have to reapply.
Makes sense to me. Any comments? Anything from you folks? Is that all right? Yeah, I move we approve.
To revamp.
Okay. I move we approve that. All in favor? Aye. Okay, 4C, amending Rule B3 to remove the requirement that applications be notarized. I didn't realize they were notarized part of it.
Yes, so currently applications have to be notarized, which, as we're just about to talk about, would prevent me from going to a fully online application. Just fill out and submit through the email because you have to print it and get it.
And this would be any application, this would not be a promotion.
I mean, if we made them fill out applications for a promotion exam, they could also do that online. But the rule change we just approved would mean that this really only applies to entry.
Okay. Has any comments? Go ahead. Make your first motion.
We approve.
Very nice second. All in favor? 4D, approval of the new civil service application, which I think you forwarded to us.
I did, yeah, but I'll pull it up right now.
Thanks.
Like I said, it's fully online. Yes, I didn't sign it, thank you. So if I go to the first page here, you can see it's all type fillable, fully online. It'll lead you through section by section, personal information, education, employment. The only change from our current paper application is that we've added this box here at the bottom. This was at the request of the chiefs. So right now, under civil service rules and state law, I cannot release applications unless it's as part of the full-time hiring process. So this box would allow applicants to give me permission if they would also like to be considered for part-time, which is not covered by civil service,
No,
that I can give the chiefs their application for part-time position.
Yeah, looks good.
This is the first time it's been online.
So last year we had a type fillable version, but you still have to print it and get it notarized. This would be fully online, don't have to print anything, just hit submit at the end.
Great.
If there's a fee, don't you usually charge $20?
Yes, so there is this notice to applicants at the top that you have to come in and pay your fee in order to be allowed to take tests. The city in general is working on building the capability to take credit card payments online, in which case we'd add it to this.
Then are they able to, with this process, submit their certifications that they're required to have also?
Yep, so there's a box they can upload their certifications right here. You don't have to make copies and bring them.
A lot quicker,
Hope.
I would think.
And it will also cut down on the large piles of paper build up.
Same thing. 14, they would just, military stuff.
Yeah, so if they have a DD 214, they can just upload it here. For education, however, because we have to receive the transcripts directly from the school, there isn't an upload option. There's just this note that if you want extra credit, here's where to send your We do accept digital transcripts, though, from institutions, which I know is usually a lot cheaper.
Any other discussion? I would move we
Easy
approve.
process to, sorry,
Go ahead.
is that an easy process for the digital transcripts to be submitted?
So usually, most accredited institutions nowadays have some sort of online portal to order transcripts, and you can provide them with the email address to send it. The ones I received last year that way, I get 2 emails, so I get an email with a PDF, and then I get a separate email with the password to that PDF. And so if I put them together, I can access the transcript. But I know, for personal reasons, I just had to order a transcript earlier this year, and a paper one cost me $25, and a digital one cost me $7.
We approve the new civil service application. Favor? For E, authorization of the fire EMS 1 entrance exams on June 7th at 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. with conditions. Discussion?
So last year, Doug, you might remember, we only did 1 time slot. The chiefs both had asked, and this is something a lot of other civil service agencies do, have 2 time slots, one that's during the day and one that's after hours. And that will hopefully allow more people who want to take it to take it. Last year, we only had 1 exam during office hours. Registration would be the standard 2 weeks beforehand, May 23rd through June 3rd. Application fee, standard $20. That'll cover the cost of the test completely. And then what I'd like to start doing this year, again, to try and reduce the amount of paper records we're building up, is
Oh, no. You have a seat right here. Will.
That's where we had the last meeting.
Record show that Member Howard has arrived.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's right.
No, we're having that. Hi, Alice. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
So anyway, that's the thing. What I'd like to start doing this year, again, to try and reduce, the number of records we're building up, particularly because application records have a lot of sensitive information on them. So I don't really want 6 copies floating around. Is if you applied last year, you can, when you come to register, you can just say to me, I applied last year, please reuse my application from last year. And so that would be valid up to 5 years. So after 5 years, you gotta fill out an application, assume something has probably changed in 5 years.
Any comments, Dr. Chief? Never get settled in here, and I would move we approve the authorization. Favor? Okay, for F, similar, authorization to dispatch 1 entrance exam June 10th, again at 9 and 5, same conditions would apply.
Yeah, pretty much the exact same conditions, other than obviously not the same day.
Quick point. Said that the application could be valid for 5 years. It says application fee is $20. Use that, say, use that.
Yeah, so you still pay the registration fee every year, but you don't have to provide new
You call it
documents.
registration instead of application fee, because if you're reusing the application, that to me says I paid for the application, why am I paying it again?
It's probably a good idea.
That's a good point.
Let's see what I called it in the,
Application.
yeah, I can just
Time
change it
of
to registration
application.
fee.
Yeah.
Yep,
In the
very good
notice.
idea.
And if I understand correct, that actually covers the cost of them taking the test.
Test.
Yeah.
Right.
So that only covers stuff that doesn't cover any man hours, you know, sorting applications, verifying.
James, this one too? Or do we have to do anything special for them?
No, it's just the terminology being used, so. But for the sake of clarity, I will change it. And before I post the notices, I'll make sure they say registration instead of application.
Second.
I'll accept it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 4G. Approval of 6-month extension of police one eligibility list pursuant to Rule 603B.
I'll let Frank take this one.
What we're asking to do is, with the new rules for civil service, we go under a 1-year time frame that's standard for civil service test, unless we would, for some unforeseen reason, go through all those names and not find any viable candidates. Currently on our list, we have 2 viable candidates. Outside of the process with Ben for the full-time application, they applied, they were accepted as part-timers with us. So they are currently working as part-time employees and on the eligibility list. I see no reason at this point to redo the test. They're under the understanding that as they're working now, this is a constant interview process for them. They do project to over January 5th. 2 part-timers that I have on now, that gives me a further evaluation time of them versus fresh off the list that I don't know anything about. I'm actually seeing how they interact with our community. And that was the purpose of trying to look to our full-time list for part-time applicants.
6 months won't take us into next year, though.
I do only extend 6 months at a time.
Okay.
So at the end of this 6 months, things should go perfectly well. We would have one more meeting. I would ask again for another extension. Figure this into some period.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Such.
My second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 4H, this is something similar, the approval of the 6-month extension of the Fire EMS 2 eligible list, pursuant to Rule 603B. Chief?
Basically the same as what the police chief said. The only difference is this is all full-time for me, and there's really no change in the ranks as to who can take the test. It's by time, 3 years on, that they can take the test, and there'll be no big change as to who's already on the test and who can take the test. So the same guys taking the test that are already on the list. So we see no reason to give another test, and that would follow for both of these. We see no reason to give a test, just to give the test, to have the guys come back and take it. So
Makes sense to me.
Either hiring, doesn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would move that we approve that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, last item, the approval of the 6-month extension of Fire EMS 3 eligible list. This is select
exact
comments.
Same thing.
I would move we approve.
Second. That's fine. Second. Yay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any other comments? Anything going on before we adjourn?
Mr. Lane,
Go
I
ahead.
might ask, Ms. Howard, was there anything that we covered prior to your arrival that?
No, I had gone over everything and it all made perfect sense to me.
Okay.
You know, I think making things smoother for hiring is a big, Big move in the right direction.
Hearing none, seeing none, I would move we adjourn. What's the time, Ben?
7:46.
7:46.
Brady, done, but